In the next 5 to 10 years, the real estate sector would reach around $1 trillion in India.
Kshama, I was reading an article today which said that by 2030, Mumbai real estate sales alone will pass 2 lakh crores. 73% of this buying in the last 4 years have been millennials.
How would you choose कौन से builder के साथ कौन सा कहाँ पे invest करना है?
The first thing I will say is hire a good real estate agent.
Should a young investor rent or buy?
If you have the money, buy. If you don't have the money, rent.
तो gold भी एक काफी liquid asset होता है. So how does that compare with investing in real estate? Vijay Mirani sir ने quote किया था, there's a new thing coming up as rent vesting. So you can buy properties in, for example, Bangalore while you're living in Indore. आपके career में सबसे interesting scams कौन से देखते हैं?
A developer is capable of selling one house to 5 people.
अच्छा.
Yeah.
Hi, welcome to our show. I am Kshama Jain, the founder at Rise Global Consultancy. And today, we have a very close friend of mine, a distinguished figure in the real estate industry in Mumbai, an entrepreneur since the age of 19, and a lawyer. He wears multiple hats. Vijay Mirani with us. So Vijay is recognized for sharing his insights on the developments in the real estate sector. And he runs this company called VV Mansions. So we'll be discussing everything about how the real estate sector has grown and shaped in Mumbai and India, and Dubai, of course, where his second company is located. In the next 5 to 10 years, the real estate sector would reach around $1 trillion in India, and will contribute to around 13 to 15% of the GDP. So how do the businesses in this sector work, and what is a value chain? Like, we only hear about a builder and a real estate agent, but I'm sure there are a lot of other aspects in this value chain. So can you just guide us a bit about it?
So, Kshama, there are close to 97 agencies, vendors, and different people who are involved as far as the construction is concerned. Of course, I'm just talking about development. We are not even talking about the road contractors. We are not even talking about the plumbers. We are, plumbing contractors. We are not talking about the water supply people who plan infra, engineers, right? Of course, when developer lands a project, there are at least close to 73 agencies which closely work with him and make it successful, from the architect, from the engineer, from the RCC consultant, to the drainage, to seepage, to planning architect, to real estate agents and consultants, sales, marketing. There are multiple things which go by, is involved in a small project also. So I think the industry is humongous. The growth potential is humongous, and the scale is obnoxiously high. It'll be simple.
So where does V Mansion stand in this value chain?
So a great question. The thing is that we work like an outsourced sales agencies for developers. Okay. What happened in the last 5 years is that sales and marketing have actually become a specialized job. What happened is, before say 2016-17, a lot of buyers were actually reaching the developers directly, and developers were satisfied as long as they are making a good product. The buyers will come and buy for them. But the times have changed, and the developers like Lodha have taught Mumbai real estate market that you have to reach the buyer might or might not reach you. So that's where we come into the picture, where we are able to distribute, where we are able to segregate, where we are able to make the product available to the right buyer and help the developer sell. So it's a very specialized job, I would honestly say that. I mean, not because I am doing it, our company is doing it, but because there are a lot of analysis which goes by, today the inventory sizes, what a developer is making is not about 10 flats or offices or 20 offices. It's humongous, right? There are 100, 200, 500 units which are planned. Where the demographics of buyers are from, how many units is he selling in a quarter, what is the cash flow analysis, what will be the financial strain on the project if the sales are delayed, what is the interest rate he is paying on the debt inventory. how many units are actually available after the occupation certificate. That is when the product is delivered, available. How difficult it is getting for him to sell, and what is the cost of dead stock, he's paying. So all of that analysis does come into the picture. What are the people that have to be tapped into? What are the people who will, the lowest hanging fruits, right? Everyone talks about it in real estate, that what are the simplest people, what are the easiest people who will buy that product. So that all analysis goes by, and yeah, it's a very specialized job. And I think from A CAT developer to D, everyone needs an outsource agency to work with them. That's how it is. Yeah.
So you work with which ones do you work with?
So we work with a lot of developers, Dynamics, DB, which is an offshoot of DB Goenka, DB Realty, that's Goenka Group. We work with them very closely. Of course, multiple developers we've worked with. We work with Drushti Group, we work with Dem Infra, we work with multiple, from Runwal to all the ACAT developers to big developers as well. So that's how. So the span of work has been majorly Western suburb, but yes, last 6 months Sobo has been doing great. Sobo, that means South Bombay. In our real estate, we talk about South Bombay as Sobo, right? So yeah, work has been fantastic. Last few years post COVID has been great for us. Yeah.
So ranging from South Bombay to, I would say, Borivali, or even beyond, Vasai, Virar, and then the other side where you range up to Ulhasnagar, what is the variation in the real estate sector in Mumbai, and how does the landscape look like in Bombay?
It's unimaginable, the size of Mumbai, right? When you actually, if you are doing this, if you choose this as an industry ever to work with, in whatever ways, I would say that Mumbai, it bamboozles you, right? It is. I mean, you cannot even imagine the potential of Mumbai. When we talk about cities like Mumbai, we talk about New York, we talk about Dubai, we talk about Beijing, right? You realize the amount of selling, the amount of buying of real estate which is happening all over these cities. Mumbai is 1/10. And why I say this is because imagine the city which is at 1/10, imagine the growth of the city, right? And of course, Mumbai is spreading all across, and there are people buying from different sectors and different locations as well. Yeah.
In the past years, there was a lot of negative marketing for buying real estate in the millennials and the Gen Zs.
Right.
But eventually, we saw that जो लोग negative marketing कर रहे हैं, like Nikhil Kamath sir, they only ended up buying real estate. So what is happening here, and what should the Gen Zs keep in mind about it?
So Kshama, I was reading an article today which said that by 2030, Mumbai real estate sales alone will pass 2 lakh crores. And I think the article is a very conservative article, because if you ask me, Beijing, they are doing 8.5 lakh crores every year, right? And when we are talking about that kind of real estate buying, we are not even 5% of that. And to add to that, 73% of this buying in the last 4 years have been millennials. It clearly says that, of course, when Mr. Nikhil Kamath can go on camera and say however he feels like, and a lot of people will believe him as well, because if you have that kind of wealth, I mean, you can do whatever you feel like, right? But you need to understand, where are you getting emotional gratification from, right? Not only India is 90% real estate buying, the world is 78% real estate buying. Of course, people love mutual funds, and you get analysis that how much return are you going to get in it. Of course, people love stock market when it's booming. When there is bull run happening, from a 20-year-old to a 70-year-old, everyone gets a kick when they open their app and see 10%, 20% profit. But tell me, if you want to, okay, fine. People are investing in mutual fund. The money gets accumulated. Where does the money go? It goes into emotional gratification, right? People, and where do you get emotional gratification? What are the things you buy? Which diamonds and gold, and of course, at the top of it is real estate. Where would you want to splurge the money where you have earned and the wealth you've created? You will have to do it on yourself, and which emotionally satisfies you. And real estate is at the top of the food chain, I would say. So people will always choose emotional buying over intelligent buying in the longer run. Whether we like it or not, that's how it's going to happen. whether it's Mr. Nikhil Kamath or whether it's you and me. Doesn't make a difference.
So obviously emotional buying hoti hai, but the ticket size is so high and it's an irreversible decision making. So there are
Sure.
two kind of decisions. एक होता है जो आप ले लो बस and then you can change it in a few days.
Right.
And this is a very big decision. You can't just change it if you want to.
Absolutely.
So now while buying a house or while investing in real estate, what are the key factors? And especially Bombay का जो landscape है, ranging from South Bombay to like Borivali, like you said.
Right.
What should you keep in mind? इतने सारे builders हैं. How would you choose कौन से builder के साथ कौन सा like कहाँ पे invest करना है?
The first thing I will say is hire a good real estate agent. Keep a good real estate agent with you. The reason is that no matter what you do, right? It's such a humongous city और इतनी सब चीज़ें होती है जानने के लिए that how will you be able to ever know? Because it's technically going to be your first decision or your last decision, or one decision which is it took 10-20 years for you to take, right? Hiring a guy who knows the in and out of the market is something which is going to help you. Not only will it give you a reality check of what is happening in the market, it will give you a reality check whether you can buy, whether it's the right time to buy, what is your budget, and whether you should get into it right now or no. If it's a travel, if I'm going to travel, I'll hire a good travel consultant. And if I'm, going for an abroad overseas education, I will have a good, education consultant. And that goes with real estate as well. That instead of choosing a developer, choose the right real estate agent. Who's giving you the right advice. That's important, I think.
And what are the top 3 factors that an agent considers while helping the client invest?
Great. So one of the things is brand. I think you choose a brand. When it comes to brand, right? It's a very जो hoardings पे brands दिखते हैं. I'm not talking about those brands always. I am talking about brands who make the buyer's process easy. A lot of buyers are concerned that हमें project का possession मिलेगा कि नहीं मिलेगा. That of course is a problem. But the major problem is how the decision making becomes easier, how the transaction becomes easier. See, a lot of these brands can give you trouble when you buy a property with them. What the agent sees is that how the transaction becomes smoother, it becomes less painful for the buyer, for the agent himself, and how eventually he's going to land up exactly the same property which he thought he was going to buy. So I think it's very important that, of course, there are multiple people marketing their projects, but what the agent sees is that where my buyer will get peace, where I will get peace, where the transaction is going to be peaceful, how he is going to receive the possession, whether what was committed is delivered to them or no. That's how, an agent would see.
So finally, with all this debate, should a young investor rent or buy?
If you have the money, buy. If you don't have the money, rent. I mean, it's a very simple answer to a very simple question. Tell me, if you have money in your bank, why will you not buy real estate? Why would you pay rent? Of course, there are analysis to it. And the analysis is that 10 साल आपने Excel में सब दिखाते हैं कि रेंट आपने किया तो आपको इतना बचेगा, वो पैसा आपने म्यूचुअल फंड में डाला, फिर म्यूचुअल फंड का ग्रोथ दिखाया, फिर स्टॉक मार्केट का ग्रोथ दिखाया, ब्ला ब्ला ब्ला, ऑल ऑफ दैट इज हैपनिंग. बट in my span of my career, I haven't found a single person who's had the capability to have the money and not bought real estate. If he has the money, he will buy real estate. That is a natural, safe, emotional decision which a person would make, whether it's Mumbai, whether it's the entire of India, whether it's the entire of the world, right? I haven't seen a single person, not me and not the generations which have come, if he's had access to reasonable resources of money, he's rented it out. Of course, if you don't have money, you have to rent it out. There's no other option which you do. But in a longer run, people are going to buy.
In the best case scenario.
Yeah. I don't even want to get into that debate whether renting is easier or renting is more fruitful than buying. People, it's like if I tell you that you're going to get married, right? And your bridal wear, rent it out. Are you going to do it? I'm going to say that your jewelry, rent it out and keep it. Will you do it? Maybe you do it. Will your mother do it? Will your father would do it? No, they won't do it. So it's as simple as that people are going to buy. If you can own things, you might as well buy it and keep it. That's how we are. As human beings, we are accumulators. right? That's how we are, and we should accumulate till the time we can. It's as simple as that. It's a very materialistic answer to the question, but that's how it is. The fact is that.
So, because you spoke about mutual funds
Right.
funds also provide a very diversified way of investing to a retail investor.
Sure.
So, how does this compare with real estate?
Mutual funds are great. I mean, the industry promotes itself. It's great, but clearly, if you see the last 20 years records, and you see still 80% of the money is in real estate. You see, last 4 years, everyone's talking great about stocks and mutual fund, but the millennials who were negative about real estate are buying real estate. Last 4 years of buying, 73% of the buyers have been millennials.
Wow.
So that's the figure, right? Of course, mutual fund on an app can show you that you're getting 8%, 9%, 10%, 12%, 15% return. But what about the palpitation when the market gets negative? Does it get you emotional gratification? Okay, let me ask you this question. You've made, say, 1 crore, 2 crores in mutual fund. What are you going to do? You're going to keep investing in it and make 4 crores, 5 crores. You will eventually want to remove some money and put it somewhere, right? I mean, which emotionally satisfy you. You'll say, wow, this has made me so much money. I'm going to plan a great wedding. I'm going to buy a great diamond jewelry. A billionaire or, a smart person will say, why don't I buy a real estate? Which will not only emotionally gratify me, which will make me feel good, which will make me happy, but also be safe source of investment. So I say that eventually I'm happy as long as people are making money in mutual fund, because eventually that is going to be rooted in real estate. Yeah, that's how it is.
Nice. So, okay, but when it comes to liquidity of an asset, तो gold भी एक काफी liquid asset होता है.
Right.
And if you see in the last 3 months itself, gold prices went from $76,000 to $88,000, which was almost around 14% gains, plus it being liquid. So how does that compare with investing in real estate?
See, 3 months have been obnoxious for any kind of market. I don't even want to. 3 months, last 1 year has been maddening, Never in our lifespan we've seen such volatile markets ever, when it comes to whatever market you talk about. Last 3 months, people who were in bull run in stock market, now they are panicking because of the economic crisis in the world, the Iran-Israel war, and suddenly everyone wants to book their profits and either move into gold or real estate. See, that's what I meant, right? Eventually, people are going to move their money there. So, if you see people who are budgeted this, they are putting their money in gold. The larger portfolios are getting into real estate, because that's where eventually people will block their money in safe havens, and one of the safe havens is real estate. So, of course, last 3 months, great. Gold has given 14% return, or 14% buying is increased, but so has real estate as well. If you see last 3 years of real estate buying, people are making 18 to 20% per year profit. So I won't want to go into a short-term scenario. I'll look at a long-term solution where real estate gives you emotional gratification. It gives you safe housing and safety for your money, as well as it keeps your liquidity blocked for a lot of time. I somehow feel that sometimes easier liquidity is also becoming a problem. As long as, on a phone app, you're able to remove money and you don't know what you're going to do with that money. So I might as well keep it blocked for a lot of time. That's how I will go by.
So currently the median population is 28 years old, and काफी सारे 26, 27-year-olds जो है, they have started investing in real estate now.
Yeah.
So the first problem is long-term commitment. Gen Zs के पास नहीं है. And the second problem is a very high ticket cost. जैसे निरंजन हीरानंदानी सर ने कोट किया था, there's a new thing coming up as rent vesting. So you can buy properties in, for example, Bangalore while you're living in Indore and give that property on rent and live elsewhere on rent. So काफ़ी ऐसी सारी चीज़ें भी चल रही है. So what are your top 3 strategies for a young investor who's trying to invest in real estate?
पहली बात तो लॉन्ग टर्म कमिटमेंट का प्रॉब्लम क्या है? लॉन्ग टर्म कमिटमेंट इज ग्रेट, राइट? आई मीन वेदर इट कम्स टू एनीथिंग, राइट? इन्वेस्टिंग डेफिनेटली. आई मीन इनफैक्ट अगर कोई मेरे पास आता है कि लॉन्ग टर्म कमिटमेंट का इशू है, तो मैं उसको करेक्ट करता हूँ कि लॉन्ग टर्म ही तो आपको, वेदर इट्स रियल एस्टेट, वेदर इट्स गोल्ड, वेदर इट्स स्टॉक और म्यूचुअल फंड और एनीथिंग विच इज पर्सनल हैपनिंग इन योर लाइफ, लॉन्ग टर्म कमिटमेंट इज द वे टू गो, राइट? Coming back to the question, of course, people are starting very early. The first advice I will give is that please start early. There is nothing, एक ही चीज़ वापस नहीं आ सकती, वो age, right? You start early, you are automatically ahead in the race, that's one of the things which can happen. Now, it can also happen that you have lesser budget and your aspirations are high. उसको कुछ नहीं कर सकते. But yes, the beautiful thing which Niranjan sir also spoke about is REITs, right? Investment alternate. It's like an alternate real estate fund where you can invest with a limited money and yet expect returns. Millennials are lazy people. I mean, I'm a millennial. I don't want to generalize, but they're also the smartest generation that has ever come into being, and they want to chill. They want to enjoy. They want emotional gratification of their money. They want to show their money. They want to spend their money on themselves. हमारे फादर्स तो ऐसा नहीं करते थे, वो तो सेकंड जनरेशन के लिए कमाते थे, थर्ड जनरेशन के लिए. अब हमें अपने आप पे भी पैसा खर्च करना है. इंस्टेंट वैलिडेशन चाहिए. उसका सस्ता फॉर्म डिजिटलाइजेशन है, डिजिटल पे जाना है, और उसका महंगा फॉर्म है बाइंग रियल एस्टेट. मिलेनियल्स हैव मेड मनी. I always say this, they are the smartest people around with multiple growth opportunities opening up. If they are making money, where will they spend money? Emotional validation कहाँ से मिलेगा? Gratification कहाँ से मिलेगा? Real estate. They have a nice, beautiful, chilled out house for their family, their loved ones. They have people coming over. They want to show, they want to buy so that, they get, they feel wealthy about it. Why does somebody buy a Mercedes or a BMW, right? They want to feel validated about it. That's the same reason why people buy real estate. Of course, there's co-living, which is happening. Of course, there is community developments, like people want to vibe with the same generation. Where there are young people, they have young children, and the children can play together, and the couples can vibe together, discuss career. That's how community living is happening, and that's how millennials are able to connect with each other. So I think millennials, last 4 years, you've seen, not only have they made wealth, they know how to spend their wealth as well. And I'm very proud of the generation which is, millennial, because I belong to that we want to earn our money and show it too. And that's how new India is.
So the older generation, if the young people want to learn from existing, किसी ने बहुत पैसा कमा लिया है अगर रियल एस्टेट के थ्रू, तो व्हाट इज द राइट प्रोसेस? कहाँ पे इन्वेस्ट किया है पहले लोगों ने जिससे उन्हें सबसे ज़्यादा रिटर्न्स कमाया है?
I think we are getting the fruits of our previous generation. उन्होंने पैसा बनाया, some dude somewhere bought a land or bought real estate. उनके टाइम में 70-80 हज़ार रुपये में खरीदा, आज उसकी वैल्यू है 100 करोड़ रुपए की, और उसका रेंटल यील्ड एक्स्ट्रॉर्डनरी आ रहा है. तो वो बंदा अगर जो चिल कर रहा है, वो इसीलिए चिल कर रहा है बिकॉज उसकी पहली वाली जनरेशन ने सही जगह पे इन्वेस्ट किया था, राइट? सो आई मीन, गोल्ड से आपको रेंटल यील्ड नहीं मिलता, म्यूचुअल फंड से आपको रेंटल यील्ड नहीं मिलता.
तो अगर जनरेशनल वेल्थ बनाना है तो रियल एस्टेट में इन्वेस्ट करो ताकि काफ़ी सारी जनरेशंस
एब्सोल्युटली
एंजॉय कर सके.
आप देखोगे समबडी हु इज एंजॉयिंग हिज लाइफ, उसको बहुत अच्छा रेंटल इनकम आ रहा होगा. आप देखोगे कि उसको रेंट तो उसका चालू ही है, रेंट या इंटरेस्ट चालू होगा. इंटरेस्ट इज नॉट परमानेंट. इन बैड टाइम्स पीपल आर नॉट गेटिंग इंटरेस्ट ऑल्सो, प्राइवेट जो लेंडर्स एक दूसरे, बट रेंटल यील्ड ड्यूरिंग कोविड, during bad economy, good economy, rental yields have been through and throughout, because everyone wants an office, everyone wants a house. If people are not able to buy it, the only alternate thing to do is rent it out, and if you own it, the rent you get is astronomical and you can enjoy that. That's how it is.
So investing in, I am sold, and I think I am going to invest in real estate from now on.
Yeah.
But before I do this, ऐसा कुछ आपके साथ आपके करियर में आपने एक्सपीरियंस किया है where कोई frauds या scams हुए हैं that the audience should know about?
I think scams और frauds हर समय हर फील्ड में होता है, right? Scams and frauds real estate में भी हुआ है. I mean, to give you a very simple example, that a developer is capable of selling one house to 5 people also.
अच्छा.
Yeah, there is the capability. It has happened in our lives and in our careers as well. That एक हमको भी नहीं मालूम पड़ा कि एक घर या एक यूनिट 4-4, 5-5 जनों को बिका हुआ है. एंड देन व्हेन यू रियलाइज इट, इट्स लाइक the earth is moving from your feet. It's very bad. Scams and frauds are very common in the real estate industry.
तो ये पता कैसे चलता है, फिर इसे सॉल्व कैसे करते हैं, एंड हाउ कैन हम बच कैसे सकते हैं इन स्कैम्स से?
Number one, like I said, hire a good real estate agent. You know, उसे 80% जानकारी होनी चाहिए. The second thing what you can do is give white payment in the RERA account. That is as simple as it gets. The project will be RERA registered. There will be a RERA account number. You give money in the RERA account itself.
So what exactly is RERA account?
RERA is a law which, like how SEBI is for stock market, is RERA for real estate. Itna bada industry needed a organized format and a law which RERA is in the place. There are RERA authorities which are vigilance, that everything in real estate is happening proper. When a developer wants to sell a project, he has to get it RERA registered. It's as simple as that. No RERA registered, non-registered projects can be sold. There is a RERA registered account which you have. If you give money there, the project is going to be used. The money is going to be used for the project itself. So it's not that developer is taking the money and using to buy a luxury car. It has happened in our lives before when a developer has taken money and bought luxury cars और project उधर का उधर ही अटका हुआ है. But now things are changed and now whatever money you pay has to be used for the project itself to make your own house, not the developer's house. It's like that, yeah.
तो रेरा के like the government has started RERA is what you are saying. तो इसके top 3 provisions क्या है जो एक end customer के लिए या retail investor के लिए beneficial है?
Number one provision is that developer cannot take out the entire money till the project receives OC. So he will be involved in the project till the project receives till you are able to go and stay in the project. So that's number one provision which I think changes a lot of things. The second thing is after 10% you pay your money, you will have to get your documents registered. There were times before RERA where people paid 70-80% money, they received allotment letters and there was no document which was registered. So what the developer did is he took the money and he was able to use it for his personal gains as well. And not only that, he sold it to 4-5 people as well. But now as soon as you pay 10% money, you get your document registered, you are safe. That's how simple it is. So like I said, that you can't remove your money before occupation certificate. The second is that 10% में आपने document register करा लिया. That is, and the third, there is a payment schedule. ये नहीं कि developer का whims and fancies है कि मेरे को इतना पैसा चाहिए तो दे दो. जो पैसा RERA मांग रहा है वो देना है आपको. That's it. So wow. I think these are the 3 very important changes which RERA has brought about. And I think it's much more transparent to invest now than it was maybe 5 years back.
Okay.
Yes.
That's why 5 years back we used to hear that सारे builders बहुत ज़्यादा पैसा कमा रहे हैं.
हाँ,
Porsche खरीद रहे हैं और फिर
खरीद तो आज भी रहे हैं. Somebody who's doing the right work can buy today as well. See, it's a very greedy field to be in, and greedy is a negative word. I'm sorry, but if career aspirants, a lot of millennials and Gen Z who want to get attracted to it, you have to be greedy if you want to have a career growth. And if a developer is not capitalist by nature, then how will he make money and how will he be able to make us money and get delivered, houses which we want? I mean, land is costly, licensing is costly, constructing is costly. I mean, he has to deliver. If he's not charging us the money, then he'll never be able to deliver the right product. So I feel you make the right product and make as much money as possible, not by defrauding people.
So ये सिर्फ मुंबई में होता है या ये हर जगह standardized है?
जहाँ पे RERA registered, I think 60% of India is now RERA registered. I can talk about Mumbai because जितना ज़्यादा बड़ा industry उतना ज़्यादा fraud होता है. And Mumbai is a very big, real estate market, not only for India but for the world. So there are chances of multiple frauds which are happening. Yeah.
So everyone should just go to V Mansions.
Yeah, you should. That's even simpler than coming to RERA. Going through RERA. Just come to us. We'll get you this.
I have had a lot of students go to Dubai to study real estate construction and tertiary fields like interior design, architecture, and a few of them have now started working with these developers in Dubai.
Developers.
In Dubai.
Yeah.
And अब क्या हो रहा है वो बॉम्बे आके marketing कर रहे हैं, which I have seen. So what exactly is happening? So when I went to these events, I was really interested. मुझे लगा कि मैं भी खरीद लेती हूँ यार. तो मुंबई डेवलपर्स वर्सेस दुबई डेवलपर्स में डिफरेंस क्या है Or is it only a marketing thing? Yeah, reality mein, what is the reality of the situation?
It's amazing, when I went to few offices of these developers in Dubai, I felt it was like an FTV show. It was like, some great designer was, showing off his products because they were so beautiful and gorgeous, sales gallery with gorgeous people. It's too tempting to buy. And like I said, when you go to a shopping mall, their intent is to make you buy, right? Whether you buy right or no, that's up to you. Because आप इतनी गर्मी से आप शॉपिंग मॉल के अंदर जाते हो, इतना ठंडा होता है. Then there are these beautiful बाहर एकदम अच्छे मैनिक्विन्स रखे होते हैं.
Soft music बज रहा होता है, तब बहुत टाइम स्पेंड कर लेते हो.
और खाना वाना भी आपके टाइप का रखा होता है. Those ice creams, those coffees, and you're like, this is it for me. And then you make an impulsive decision. And कभी-कभी आप अपने वो मिरर जो आपने जहाँ पे अपने कपड़े खरीदते थे और वर्सेस आप जब वो मिरर अपने घर पे देखते हो एंड देन यू लाइक ओ माय गॉड ये मैंने क्या कर लिया, इट हैपेंस लाइक दैट. और वर्सेस आप जब वो मिरर अपने घर पे देखते हो एंड देन यू लाइक ओ माय गॉड ये मैंने क्या कर लिया, इट हैपेंस लाइक दैट. आई फील दुबई इज नॉट बैड, but it is over glamorized. Mumbai doesn't need to do that because Mumbai has great buying potential. I mean, मैं आपको बता सकता हूँ कि the whole world can actually technically look at Mumbai real estate. Why? I'll tell you. Let me tell you. Why are people promoting Dubai? Great place to live. Great safe place for career and opportunities. People are coming there because reasonable lifestyle. There is growth and safe economic zone. That's what people want to buy Dubai for, right? Now imagine Mumbai. And Dubai is 24 lakh, 25 lakh odd population, which can come anytime and go anytime. Now imagine Mumbai. What is Mumbai? India is seen as the top 5 economic, growth as far as the country which is growing stably all over the world. The GDP growth has been in the top 5 in the world. It is one of the safest places to do business. In the world, the amount of foreign equity, the amount of private equity from foreign funds which is coming to India is not even, it can't even, Dubai is no comparison. And imagine where will it come to India the most, which is the capital, capital city of India. It is Mumbai, which has got close to say 1.5 crore, 2 crore population. People who've been living here since 30, 40 years. Great lifestyle, I would say. Connectivity is getting fantastic. Young people who want to enjoy life, work, and have a great time in the city. Safe. It's. I think. I didn't even find New York as safe as Mumbai. I'm not even over exaggerating.
San Francisco तक तो जाना ही नहीं है.
San Francisco तो बहुत दूर तक आप सोच. अब जब न्यूयॉर्क लोग जो इतना प्रमोट कर रहे हैं, I didn't find it safe. Mumbai, you can walk, you can take a cab, rickshaw. Women can take a travel, and it's so safe. So it's stable. It's got great vibe. It has great looking people. It has got great business aspirants, and people have been settled there for 30, 40, 50 years. So I feel that in my eyes there is no comparison between Mumbai and Dubai. Mumbai wins hands down. Look at the real estate industry here. It's more vibrant and more, there's more buying and selling which happens. Dubai is well marketed, I would say that. Mumbai doesn't need that. Yes, if you ask me about efficiency, I feel Mumbai developers are, right there as far as, imagine it is so, the margins here are very cutthroat. The licensing here is very tough. Handling the BMC and handling, MADA is not at all easy. But out of that, and the buyers are very tough here because they are buying actual house. In Dubai, it's like, I know people buying in Dubai because the weird reason is, अरे 50 किलोमीटर 50 मिनट में पहुंच गए, तो इसलिए people bought. And then they don't know what to do with it. They invested 3 million and they're like, अभी निकाले कैसे इस पैसे को? Whereas Mumbai has got actual users buying for their own emotional gratification. So they will touch, they will see, they will ask every nook and corner of the project. And when a developer is able to satisfy them, naturally the efficiency of the developer is A grade. So I would say that efficiency as far as the planning, as far as the delivery is concerned, we are right there, in the world. I'll choose Mumbai, any day.
अपनी आंखों के सामने
हाँ मैंने अपने आंखों के सामने दुबई भी देख रहा हूँ, मुंबई भी देख रहा हूँ. I feel Dubai, it's like entering a shopping mall, and I hate binge buying. I hate binge buying. It's my personal choice. I'm a long-term guy, so I'll choose Mumbai over it. Yeah, that's how it is.
सो दुबई में मैंने देखा है कि कोई टूरिस्टी अट्रैक्शन पे आप जाओगे, जैसे बीच पे जा रहे हो, वहाँ पे वुड नॉट नेम दीज बिल्डर्स बट डेवलपर्स, बट उनका एक कियोस्क लगा होगा या फिर दिल बी गिविंग आउट फ्री कुकीज़ और फूड एंड दिल लाइक ट्राई टू कॉल यू टू देयर डेस्क एंड देन दिल बी लाइक ओके हमने आपके लिए we'll get a car arranged for you and we'll take you to the property and they'll take you to some other office which they'll say ki this is a replication of the property.
Correct.
So these are a few strategies that they've been using. So what are the strategies that our Mumbai developers or marketing agencies like yours are using or would be using in the coming times?
I think one of the strategies, which we definitely do is the demographics. It's a very in thing. अभी तक बना नहीं है, अभी तक लोग पहुँचे नहीं है. But when it comes to Mumbai, you need to identify which people are going to buy the most, which is the lowest hanging fruit. And Mumbai is so huge that it is location. There's competition in locations, right? So you need to know which location is where people from which location are going to buy the most in that particular area. For Dubai, the world is open because they are, they want population from throughout the world. So they can sell at the beach, they can sell at the coffee shop, they can sell at the mall. Mumbai, it's not like that. Mumbai, people are buying because they live here. Mumbai, people are buying because they want connectivity slightly better. They want community slightly better. They are okay. They are very happy shifting just 2 buildings away. But they want a better looking community, the better looking house and a better quality of lifestyle.
But we also have a lot of people coming from tier 2, tier 3 to Bombay, right? What about
tier 2, yes, people are coming from tier 1, tier 2 and tier 3 cities to Mumbai. And these people who are coming now have basic money with them, It wasn't that they're struggling now, because their fathers have made money, and tier 2, tier 3 cities of course have a lot of money. The number one thing what they do is they rent a house. And they according to their workplace, they definitely look at renting a house. And I see a lot of tier 2 guys and tier 3, as soon as they're settled on their own, say in 3 years, 5 years, they want to buy the immediate thing they do is they buy their own house, whether it's connected to Bollywood, whether it's connected to, say interiors or architecture, because eventually you realize that this is the city where you're going to make your living from. And where you make your living from, that's the city where you should buy a real estate.
This question is very, it's coming straight from the heart. So Vijay, as an entrepreneur, you're managing a team of 90 to 100 people in this industry. How do you manage to work with so many developers and your team to achieve all your sales targets and manage end-to-end all your processes in the best optimized way?
So from the hard street, Kshama, I'll tell you that there are 2 things as an entrepreneur generally you should look at when you want to, this is my whatever years of experience I have, that people management and finance management. These are the 2 major pillars. Baki, everything is surrounding each other. People management and business, if finance management are game point, then you are a successful entrepreneur. So I think managing people and because putting the right people at the right places. Not only that, how are you managing your clients? How are you managing your vendors? How are you not only managing your people, but managing vendors, managing clients is a very, very important task. And what does your bottom line look like? Out of all that management, how much money are you taking home? How much money is there for the prospering of your company? And in the company for your company to prosper, and how much money are you making, right? What are your cash flows like? So these are a few basics which any entrepreneur from any field, not only real estate, should remember. When it comes to us managing developers, it's a very, very, I would say for us it's very simple, but somebody who's coming from outside. So when a developer comes to us, or when we go to a developer, right, and he's very happy that he's selling, like a few days back, I met a developer at an exhibition, 230 flats to sell. and he was very happy selling 5 to 8 flats every month. So our teams, I mean, we went to him and he said, sir, 5 to 8 flats आप बेच रहे हो, आपको 3.5 साल तो पूरा बेचने में लगेगा प्रोजेक्ट, आप 5 to 8 फ्लैट्स में आप खुश हो? तो इट्स लाइक हाँ, तो ऐसे 230 flats, we are talking about 3.5 years for you to sell. How much time is the project going to be delivered? He said 2 years. So I said, are you going to wait for another 2 years after the delivery to sell? Are you able to afford that cash flows? Do you want to be stuck with one project? How much money are you putting in? What is the interest cost of the money putting in? What is the price you are selling at? What is the price difference you would get if you get a volume of 15 flats or 20 flats a month? Do you have a spurge in a festive season where you are able to sell 50 flats or 40 flats in, say, a couple of months? Are you able to do that? So he was absolutely clueless. I said, where are your cash flows going to come from? How much time are you going to keep putting money in the project?
कितना डिफरेंस हो जाता है इसमें if you go all out and if you just go slow?
Yeah, see, the whole thing is about perishability. Real estate is no more a non-perishable product. It is become like maybe milk. It has become like food which can get adulterated. Because there are audiences like you who are buying, real estate, who have a lesser attention span. It's like, when there were pressure from my house to get married, and I was like, अभी तो age है हाथ में, so like नहीं 30 साल के बाद तो शादी नहीं होगी, क्योंकि लोग ये बोलेंगे, अरे 30 साल के बाद ऐसा क्या था जो इसकी शादी नहीं हुई, लोग आके ये बोलेंगे. Same is with real estate. आजकल people are coming to us and asking us that question, that project का occupation certificate आ गया 1 साल होके, अभी भी सर 70 फ्लैट्स है बेचने के लिए, क्यों? ऐसा क्या प्रॉब्लम है प्रोजेक्ट में? Attention span of people are becoming less. Everyone's like, we've seen the project, now we need something different, extra, vibrant, So whenever I go to a developer or a developer approaches us, the question before us, not only how quickly are you going to make it, how quickly are you able to sell it? That is also important, at the right price, of course, at the right volume, and getting the right cash flows. So I think it's a very important that the cost analysis, the market analysis, there has to be an Excel which has to be made where the developer gets a reality check. That के 5 से 8 फ्लैट बेचे तो जिंदगी नहीं जीत ली. That's how it is.
So AIDA मॉडल जो होता है एक सेल कन्वर्ट करने का, attention, interest and decision and action. So you want the action to happen as quickly as possible ताकि आपका एकदम optimized way में inventory sell हो जाए.
Correct.
So what are you doing to get that in place?
So, when it comes to a particular, real estate now is becoming very, very efficient, right? So the sale has to be, the marketing has to be very, very, very crisp and very efficient. How people are drawing buyers and, pushing them to take, faster decisions. That is what is happening. But what are those gratification moments? How does a sample flat look like? How does the sales office look like? What is the lighting of it? What is the sales pitch of the guy who's talking to a single person with maybe a couple or maybe with a family who's coming? There are kids play area which are made in the sales zone where the kid, because not everyone has a help of a nanny or a house help who can take care of the kids. People are coming on Saturday, Sundays, couples with their children. They don't know what to do with their children. So there are places where in sales offices we've made, a place for, a TV or children to play with, so that, couples are able to take their decisions in the right way, right? They're able to spend time. So I say this, as much as time you spend, the decisions of people to buy becomes higher. So I never tell my teams out there that you have to, you have to get the sales. I tell them that you spend enough time with your clients. I tell developers that what should be the unique, everyone talks about USPs, unique selling points, but we talk about UBP. What are the unique buying points? Where is that elevated pitch of the salesman? Where is that elevated, thing about the sales office or the sample flat or about the project, which which will register to the buyer, and he will feel elevated that if he buys there. So I tell my teams to spend as much as time as possible. I tell developers, jitana time client project पे गुजारेगा उतना ही chances है for him to buy. So that's what
Not
we
the
do.
other way.
It's absolute. No. It's never the. We've never forced our teams to, how much are you selling? How much are you buying? How much inventory is getting close? But of course, we commit to the developers that what we are able to sell for them. But yes, it's not a one-sided effort. It has to be everyone, including the developer, including the sales team, including the marketing, including the licensing, including the architecture, who are involved in the process that eventually what are we doing this for? For a consumer to buy. So all those points have to be ticked very well. It's like that.
In an integrated format.
In a very, very structured and an integrated format. To the buyer, it's like a movie. You can never experience thrill before you don't even know what is the storyline, right? If somebody shows you a climax before, the movie started, you wouldn't even watch the movie. So it's not like, even if there is a buyer who's very keen in buying, we go through the process in a very structured way, and eventually he lands up buying it. That's how it is, yeah.
So at your company, V Mansions, which is a sales and marketing company in the real estate sector, तो कोई भी प्रोडक्ट या सर्विस अगर हम बेचते हैं तो उसमें दो टाइप के सर्विसेज या प्रोडक्ट्स होते हैं. एक लग्जरी bespoke लग्जरी होता है एंड दूसरा होता है एक अफोर्डेबल सेगमेंट विच कैन केटर टू एवरीवन. So how do you, in the same company, how do you differentiate luxury and affordable? And how do you cater, like what strategies do you use? किस में pull strategy use होती है, किस में push होती है, और आप exactly कैसे इसको cater करते हो?
पहली बात तो affordability जैसी कोई चीज़ बॉम्बे में हो ही नहीं सकती. When it comes to affordable, see, I'm very clear as far as it comes to city like Mumbai, that you need to have a particular budget if you want to be in the city. Real estate is not for everyone. I don't go out and say that real estate is for everyone. हर एक आदमी खरीद सकता है. You need to have that fire in your belly and that kind of money you have to make that you are able to afford a real estate in this city. I'm only talking about this city. Of course, you can buy real estate throughout the world, throughout India. You would get at affordable prices as well. जब आप, whenever you think that you have the right money, you will always be disappointed that the real estate is much more costlier. Whether it's affordable or it's bespoke. So there is nothing called affordable according to me. Yes, there is affordable houses versus bespoke luxury, where people are splurging money to buy luxury for emotional totally gratifying themselves. And when it comes to affordable housing, it's their first time users. People are first time users. So the difference I would say is when it comes to selling luxury, I tell my teams to have a push strategy that you have to analyze that आप 18 करोड़ का प्रोडक्ट एक्चुअली 25 करोड़ का प्रोडक्ट है जो आप 18 करोड़ में बेच रहे हो. व्हाट इज द काइंड ऑफ रिएक्शन यू वुड हैव? फॉर एग्जांपल, if I tell you that you're drawing 5 lakh rupees salary and you come to me for a job and I say I'll offer you 2.5 lakh rupees, what is the kind of reaction you will have? That is you have to sell luxury with a little bit of arrogance. I hate it when it gets out like this, but that's the fact. Right? You never sell a Louis Vuitton or Gucci going to people's door and trying to sell it. You only sell fakes like that. And when it comes to affordable, it is very important that you go into the buyer's shoes, because that gentleman or that woman is for the first time out in the market trying to buy. She needs comfort. She needs somebody who's able to relate. She needs to know that yes, she's spending a lot of money, and the money is at the right place. She will get exactly what she's asked for. So it's a very comforting zone which you have to give them. As far as selling bespoke, you have to have that, you're one notch above the other person's money. That's how you're able to sell bespoke.
So how did you start this journey?
I've honestly done nothing else except this in my life. Like in our times, we started off because we didn't know what to do, right?
So what is your family background?
So my father's a solicitor. My father's a lawyer, and he always, we come from a background where everyone's extra educated, and that's what they wanted out of me. Of course. And I was also fascinated with education. Like I did my MBA, FMBA, law, LLM, all of that. But somewhere down the line, I was very fascinated. Like I remember the first time, I went to sell a house, right? Or sell. I think it was an office space actually. It was a commercial office space which I was, somebody wanted to buy, and I was just as an intern I was working, and then I was like, he was interested in buying the office space, and I was like, ये पूरी building कितने में खरीदूंगा मैं, या पूरी building कितने में बेच सकते हैं, या how do we construct that? I mean, that was the initial level thought only. So it was like, I get goosebumps when I talk about real estate. It's like that, and it's been like this for about 15-18 years, that's what inclined me that I should sell real estate. That was the initial, and now we've got into construction. So now what is in my mind is that what I have seen, right? Like it was with Walt Disney, that he was able to imagine that what he's going to come up with. Nobody ever knew, right? It is with me also, with my it's kind of a vision I have, that whatever building I am thinking, it should exactly, even the nook and the corner should fit in like that. So I haven't thought of anything else here. I'm fascinated with real estate Mumbai, fascinated with real estate world over. Like the first thing I go, if I travel also somewhere, is ये कितने का है, ये कितने में मिलेगा, लेक फेसिंग हाउस कितने में मिलता है, स्विट्जरलैंड में लेक फेसिंग का व्हाट इज द प्राइस, हाउ इज इट, व्हाट इज द स्टैम्प ड्यूटी हियर, व्हिच काइंड ऑफ पीपल आर बाइंग. So all of that,
So how does the stamp duty and all differ across countries? Actually, how does the construction differ? जैसे US में I've seen wooden.
I feel Bombay, unfortunately, I'll have to break it to you. I've seen houses in Miami, and why I know is because a developer friend from Dubai is now constructing in Miami, but bad quality, yaar. I think the
वॉल में पंच किया तो होलो जाए वो
वैसा, बट प्लानिंग इतना बुरा है, मतलब मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि बिकॉज इंडिया के बायर्स इतने डिमांडिंग है, वहाँ के बायर्स आर नॉट डिमांडिंग, दे मेक डिसीजंस वेरी फास्ट दैन पीपल इन मुंबई एंड इंडिया. दे मेक डिसीजंस ऑल ओवर द वर्ल्ड, पीपल मेक डिसीजंस इन रियल एस्टेट फास्टर देन पीपल इन मुंबई. मुंबई में तो क्या एक कहावत है कि जब तक वो हाथ लगा के नहीं देखता है ना, तब तक वो खरीदता ही नहीं. लॉक इन की और मतलब हाँ ये मेरा घर है, वैसा. बिकॉज that's where we come across, right? That's the culture of the city. So but I would say quality wise, in that budget, what a developer is providing here is extra good quality. Once you travel, then you understand that this is the truth. That it is a fact that there's no denying that Mumbai ka efficiency has gone up crazy.
So what all are you doing? You have a sales and marketing company here and then one in Dubai.
Yeah, and then
you're doing construction.
Yeah, we're doing construction. Yeah, this is the first time we're venturing out, and we're very emotionally gratified. पता नहीं पैसे बनाएंगे कि नहीं बनाएंगे, but हमारा ये है कि because everyone tells me
ऐसा कैसे बोल सकता है?
Because बहुत सारे डेवलपर्स के पास आप जाओगे ना, डेवलपर बोलते हैं अरे आप ये धंधा क्यों कर रहे हो, इससे अच्छा तो आपका जो धंधा है वही करो. That's what developers say this, because we talk to a lot of developers. बट बिकॉज इतना कैपिटल इंटेंसिव बिजनेस है, इतना पैसा चाहिए होता है, इतना प्लानिंग और इतना 2-3 साल का. टिल कोविड आई हैड दिस ड्रीम ऑफ selling house. Now I have a dream of making one, making buildings, right? So
you have also evolved as a...
Yeah, it's more of an aspiration. I mean, I don't know how fast that evolvement and how successful that is, but that's what I want to be. It's very tough for a first time entrant. It's very difficult because it requires everything from muscle power to cash flow to everything is required, and to deliver a right product. So let's see how it goes.
What are your dreams and goals for V Mansions as a company? So you've scaled from 0 to 100 employees.
Yeah.
How were you able to do that? How do you manage a team of 100 people in a services industry?
I'm not sure that is our aim, honestly, at a company level. That how are we able to scale up from 100 to 200 to 300 to 500,000? That's not what our intent is. If you ask me, our intent is that how we simplify selling for a developer and how we simplify buying for a buyer. That's where we want to. That's the space we want to be. How easy and painful it becomes, less painful it becomes for a developer to sell, and how less painful it becomes for a buyer to buy. But let's accept it. Even if I'm a developer, it is very, very painful for me to sell, and when it comes to a buyer, it is very, very painful for me to buy. You know, it's a vacuum which nobody is able to bridge, and we are on this journey that we want to bridge that vacuum somehow, you know, or the other, because we see a lot of painful developers who are stuck with dead stock and stock which are not able to move. I mean, I'm talking about inventory, you know, and buyers with all the kind of money. I see buyers literally, you know, when I go to sites, वो बेचारे फ्राइडे शाम से वो ब्रोशर्स और पैम्पलेट्स लेके घूमते हैं सैटरडे संडे, फिर सुबह कोई साइट पे जाते हैं, फिर दूसरी साइट पे जाते हैं, दोपहर को बेचारे कोई ओडीपी में बैठ के बच्चों के साथ गर्मी में लंच करते हैं, फिर निकल जाते हैं, यू नो, देखने के लिए. सैटरडे संडे इसमें वेस्ट हो जा रहा है. सो एंड देन आफ्टर दैट बाइंग, एंड देन बाइंग, you know, making payments, and such a difficult process, right? I feel that somewhere our vision is that how we can simplify the process. In that way, if we are able to make our teams from 100 to 200 to 300, 500, God bless us. That's that thought process, honestly.
That's actually a very good thought process where you're trying to, you know, balance both the sides.
Yeah, that's where we want to be. That's the space we want to be. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Your journey has actually been so inspiring, and your goals are more inspiring, I would say. And we wish you all the best for your new venture as well as V Mansion's
Thank you.
future.
Thank you so much, Shama.
Thank you.